morning all, and welcome back to my channel. It is a lovely day, at least on this day, and has been this week. It's been kind of cooler like the fall, as well as getting warmer throughout the day. So we have been taking advantage of this weather by completing some garden tasks. This week was kind of a spontaneous project week, or weekend rather, for us. As you're going to see in this video, we did a lot of garden fall winter prep. People think that gardening usually is in springtime, but if you have worked on a farm or if you're a homesteader, you know that farming and gardening is an all-year job. Our girls have been laying really well. They usually lay 3 eggs a day. We will be getting more chicks this year because next year we want to potentially sell as well as just have an abundance. I feel like every day we're using the eggs that they give us, which is a good thing. However, we want to have more, like I said, to sell and just have for more baking projects. Usually we have eggs in the morning, and I go through what we have on a daily basis, so it'll be nice to have a little extra for baking projects like that. We have some trees on our property. We have 4 pear trees as well as 4 or 5 apple trees. However, the previous owners, no offense to them, we feel like they weren't maintaining these trees properly so that they could be fruitful and give more fruit. Like you see here, this apple is good enough to eat, but there was a lot of bugs on this tree and there's a lot of excess branches. My husband decided to prune this tree, which it looks pretty good now, but before it needed a good haircut. This is another one that is a pear tree that got really, really tall and really expanded, and it really needs to be pruned. That one actually did not produce any fruit. On the opposite side of our property, we have another one that produced too much fruit, like you saw in a few clips ago, and the fruit was not ripe and it was very sour. So one of the things we're going to do before fall is prep these trees so that next year hopefully they'll be better producers and yield more fruit. Are you someone like me who doesn't really rake because you like how the leaves look? That's me. One of the spontaneous things we decided to do was pick up manure from a local farm. We decided that we needed some more sustenance in our garden. Last year we used what our neighbor recommended, which is something called 1919, and it has all of the things that a garden would need. However, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's more of a synthetic type item or fertilizer, and forgive me, I may be mistaken, I don't have it in front of me, but it also produced a lot of weeds and grass, so we wanted to use something more natural in the garden this year by using manure. For our purpose and case, I researched that you should do 1/4 manure for 3/4 soil. So my husband brought over some topsoil that we had in our woods or property. We tried to get the best bunch we could. This bunch was a little grassy. We tried to layer our beds with leaves and sticks and then do the topsoil in the middle with manure mixed in, as well as some more topsoil on top of that. I did end up getting one bag, a large bag of soil from the store that I mixed in, which you'll see later in the video, and I believe that helped. We just don't have the best soil on our property, believe it or not. We have soil that is kind of grainy and sandy, so I feel like later on we may end up doing a soil test just to kind of see what we specifically need. I do believe in the garden area, the previous neighbors kind of established something with their compost, so it's a little better in the garden area. However, in these beds, I really tried to mix in manure and the best type of nutrients we could. these beds are going to be specifically for flowers. I wanted to look over here, or at least next year want to look over here and see beautiful colors and flowers that we can use for bouquets. And also the chickens will be able to enjoy them because they're right by their coop. It'll just be a really pretty ambiance for the spring when all of the bulbs pop up. One thing I do want to mention is that every year I am learning something new. When we lived at our previous home, we did a porch garden. This year we did an in-bed, in-ground type garden, kind of lifted with these beds to mark where the items were. Next year we have a full plan that's going to be completely different. Everything you see me doing is researched, learned, and also trial and error. I feel like that's part of the experience of gardening, and honestly, I love it. I love that I can make a mistake and find out later that that wasn't what we had to do, so that the following year we can correct it and improve on it. These were some of the flowers we ended up planting in the garden beds, along with some daylilies and bearded irises that our neighbors gave us. This area is strictly going to be for herbs so that I can walk outside and grab what we need while I'm cooking right at the kitchen. I appreciate you guys visiting. Thank you so much, and God bless. See you next week.